we would need the legendary sacred medicine Sanctifex, which has been missing for ages. Where can we find it? In ancient texts, Sanctifex was a medicine that could revitalize people. It could repair damaged circulatory pathways and congenital disabilities. Unfortunately, it was extremely rare. Even Brooke had only heard of it but had never seen it. Out of nowhere, Dustin blurted out, "I've seen the formula for Sanctifex, and I've written it down." "What?" Brooke widened his shock. "Eyes in yo, you know the formula?" Dustin nodded. "My family had a huge collection of ancient books. I found it when I was young and have memorized it. The West Lucosian monarchy's library contained many books, and each book was invaluable. Because of his fondness for reading and exceptional memory, most books had been imprinted into his head. Who would have thought that you'd be so knowledgeable? It's amazing that you know Sanctifex's formula." Dr. Bush looked at Dustin in astonishment. Brooke's face brightened as the biggest challenge had been solved. "But wait. Where can we get an alchemist to brew the elixir?" Finding an alchemist to make the elixir is like finding a needle in a haystack. Healers and alchemists were different. Brooke was skilled in healing but not as good in alchemy. If they wanted to make a sacred medicine like Sanctifex, they would need a top-notch alchemist. Dustin assured him, "Don't worry, Dr. Bush. I know a lot about alchemy. I'm sure I can brew it easily." "What? You know alchemy, too?" Brooke exclaimed in disbelief. "Are you serious?" Dustin replied seriously, "When it comes to things that matter, I don't take anything lightly. I read quite a bit as a child and am very knowledgeable about alchemy. I can't say I have a perfect success rate, but it's near perfect." Brooke was speechless. Even the most talented alchemists at Dragonmarsh would have a hard time getting a near-perfect success rate. He thought, where did this incredible man come from? He's not just good at martial arts. He's a master of medicine, proficient in the occult, and has a good deal of knowledge about alchemy. Did Dragonmarsh have such a genius? This is unbelievable. Brooke was at a loss for words. Then he asked, "Dustin, I'm sorry if I'm asking this, but is there something you don't know?" Brooke's question caught Dustin off guard. What could he not do? He could do martial arts, medicine, alchemy, occult arts, secret techniques, southern mystic arts, and many others. There was nothing he couldn't do. "Well, I've read many books and have a good basic understanding of things," Dustin replied humbly. "A basic understanding?" Brooke raised his brows, looking curious. At a young age, he can manifest energy, a skill of divine-level martial artists. And he called this a basic understanding? The energy trapped in Cinna's body had troubled Brooke for 10 years. But yet, Dustin had neutralized it with a touch. And that's just a basic understanding. Dustin knew a top-notch alchemical recipe and could make Sanctifex. This would outshine the best alchemists in Dragonmarsh. And that's also a basic understanding. If all of that were just a basic understanding, everyone else was nothing compared to him. Dustin's modesty was intimidating. "Dr. Bush, even though I can brew Sanctifex, I'll need your help to get the medicinal herbs," Dustin remarked suddenly. "Harmony healers may not be much, but we've got plenty of medicinal herbs," Brooke stated confidently. "The medicinal herbs needed for making Sanctifex are quite rare. I'll write them down for you," Dustin said as he took out a pen and paper, listing all the needed herbs. As Brooke studied the formula, his expression hardened. "I can get most of the herbs you listed, but there are 3 that are extremely rare and valuable." "Which 3? Dustin inquired. "Iceheart Lotus, Dragon Panax, and Emerald Corolla." Brooke pointed to the items on the list. "These are all high-quality herbs, almost priceless. Even if you went to all the medicinal stores in Oakvale, it would be hard to find them. Dr. Bush, these 3 herbs are essential and can't be replaced. Please ask around and let me know if you find any leads. If not, I'll come out with another solution," Dustin said. "Okay," Brooke nodded thoughtfully, willing to do anything to save Cinna. "Grandpa, I think we've got a problem downstairs." Suddenly, a clear voice came from the door, and both men turned to see Harper standing in the doorway. "Harper, what are you doing here? I told you not to come up here without permission." Brooke's face darkened. "Grandpa, why does he get to come up to the 3rd floor, and I don't. She pointed at Dustin, a mixture of surprise and confusion on her face. Harper had previously sneaked up to the third floor out of curiosity, only to be reprimanded by her grandfather. She was warned not to mention the room to anyone. Since then, the third floor had been locked up with tight security. Harper couldn't understand why Brooke had shown this secret place to someone he had only met. Well, Brooke hesitated, feeling awkward. He couldn't just say that Dustin had barged in. Dustin explained, "I'm here to visit my uncle, Cinna." "That's right, this is Mr. Reese, Cinna's nephew." "It's only natural for him to visit his uncle," Brooke said solemnly. "Nephew? Uncle?" Harper looked at Dustin suspiciously. "Grandpa, are you sure he's not lying? Mr. Schaffer has been in a coma for 10 years. And suddenly, his nephew shows up to visit. Don't you think something fishy is going on? You're overreacting." "I trust Mr. Reese is not a bad man," Brooke said firmly, dismissing her doubts. "But Harper was about to say more, but Brooke held his hand to cut her off. "Enough, let's talk about this later. You said there was a problem downstairs. What happened?" "Oh, that bastard, Ziggy Larkspur, is back. He claims that the medicine you prescribed him last time worsens his condition. He said if you don't fix it today, he'll destroy Harmony Healers." Harper was indignant. Brooke frowned at this news. "I thought we would have time before trouble started, but I didn't think it would be this soon." Dustin asked, "What's going on, Dr. Bush?" Brooke explained, "Our Harmony Healers are at a prime location and have a good reputation. A pharmaceutical company has been attempting to buy us out, but I've refused each time. So, they've sent people here to cause trouble and damage our reputation." Dustin raised an eyebrow. "So, they're resorting to brute force? How dare they be so bold? Doesn't anyone keep them in line?" "Well, reporting them to the authorities is useless. These bastards are fast, and they vanish once the officers show up. Even if they are caught, they have powerful supporters who will have them out in no time," Brooke said. It was a difficult situation for him to be in. Brooke felt helpless even if he had divine medical skills. He had been harassed for months. Dustin offered, "Dr. Bush, why don't we go downstairs and see what's happening? I have experience dealing with these people, and maybe I can help." Brooke had cared for Cinna for 10 years, so Dustin thought he should repay the favor. "What can you do?" Harper sneered at him. "Ziggy is a notorious figure in South City and has powerful connections. You're an outsider. How can you fight against him?" "She's right, Mr. Reese. You can't afford to upset Ziggy. Don't worry about it. Let me take care of it. I still have some influence here in South City. They won't dare do anything rash," Brooke said thoughtfully. "Grandpa, you don't have to worry. I've already informed Cody, and he'll take care of Ziggy. We'll just go down and hold them back until Cody gets here," Harper said confidently. "It looks like we'll need to rely on Cody." Brooke nodded. "Let's go downstairs and meet them." With that, he led them down to the first floor of Harmony Healers. On the first floor, a scarred-faced man sat at the counter, slicing an apple. His henchman sat behind him, pushing all the patients out of the way. All the doctors and apprentices from Harmony Healers were huddled in one corner, trembling with fear and unable to speak. "Hey, where's Brooke? Tell him to get out here." Ziggy grew impatient and grumbled. "I'm counting to 3. If he's not here, I'll wreck this place. Mr. Larkspur, it's been a while. Why are you so mad? Maybe I can make you some tea to calm your nerves." Brooke, Dustin, and Harper walked down the stairs, noting the chaos in the medical center. Brooke's brow furrowed, but he quickly composed himself. "Hey, Dr. Bush, I see you've decided to show up. I thought you were turning into a chicken," Ziggy smirked, crossing his legs. "I don't think I did anything to offend you." "It isn't the best way to handle things by causing a scene," Brooke calmly replied. "I'm here to get medical treatment. Are you saying I'm not welcome as a patient here at Harmony Healers?" Ziggy provoked.